offense. A lot of different tools defensively, as we're seeing today. A lot of players out of their normal positions they've played all year, but a lot of talent on this Texas team.
Now, Mike White knows how to coach them up. Not just every super regional at Texas, but every super regional from his time at Oregon, where he took the Ducks to the World Series 5 times. Pulled to second base, Ashton Maloney retired, 1 down. Yeah, both these programs desperate for that first national championship. Both these coaches in the hunt for their first national championship. There is a look at the most appearances amongst the active coaches without a ring just yet. Of course, for Texas, they opened up the year #1 in the preseason poll. They were the preseason favorites to win the SEC. With so much talent back from their World Series team a year ago. Took a hit in the fall with the injury to their All-America candidate at shortstop, Vivi Martinez.
Yeah, this is a team that's very much in the hunt late in the season, regular season, SEC, obviously SEC tournament coming up, and that's a free-for-all.
Oh my goodness. 7 champs in the last 10 years.
Yeah, it's like it's a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get when you show up at that thing. It's a juggernaut right before the World Series.
SEC, by the way, looking to get all 15 teams into the NCAA tournament. All eyes will be on Missouri here the last 2 weeks. They are 3 games below 500 with 6 to play, and that is a requirement to get into the NCAA tournament. You could have 9 or 10 teams hosting based on their RPIs and other pieces of criteria.
Yeah. Well, and I think what that means too is that there's probably going to be some really big SEC super regionals.
Two to Henry. To second, Rosie Davis, 2 down. Here's what we're talking about, the top 10 RPI after yesterday's games. And look at that. I mean, 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 of 10, I believe. Missing the 3 and the 6, Mitty.
That's right.
It's my Sudoku experience coming into play there. Oh, 4th, UCLA.
That's right. Well, there's just a lot of them everywhere you look. There's some
UCLA and Florida State. That would be the other 2.
Yeah, and that's a fluid. Every day that changes.
Yep. Oregon took 2 of 3 from UCLA this past weekend, so they take over first place in the Big Ten.
It's another team that's a little bit kind of been hidden. Oregon, very good this year. Our out of conference SOS is not great, but you know, it's a team that's done well. Excited to see how they do.
And Florida State, per usual, they play their best in April and May.
From the ACC, right? You have Stanford, Duke, Virginia Tech.
1-2 pitch, and drops just foul. Mia reached on a fielder's choice, her first time up, with Reese Atwood on deck for the Horns. Top of this order has been outstanding, really 1 through 6. And their lineup is tough to beat.
Oh, 100%. First 4 hitters all over 400. All over 400. I mean, gaudy numbers. Katie Stewart, Katie Simmons. Behind those 4 with the 400+ batting averages. I mean, they just know how to get on base. They know how to pass the bat.
And that's without Jolie Mitchell tonight. She's not in the starting lineup tonight.
She got dinged up a little bit, hit by a couple of pitches, resting her.
Should be good to go for the Oklahoma series. We'll have all 3 of those games, by the way, on the ESPN networks. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's a look at the Texas offense. The last 2 seasons, I mean, breaking all kinds of offensive records. There's a shot back off the top of the wall. Scott racing around for second, and she'll slide in safely.
Mia Scott takes a 3-2 pitch and is just able to get all into that, barrels that ball up. Just a lot of power out of the bat of Mia Scott. It's an elevated pitch on the inner half, a drop ball that just doesn't get down, and Mia Scott gets all into it. 12th double of the year for Mia Scott.
Oh, just missed it by a few feet. So now we're checking on Mia. Did she hurt herself on the slide? Gonna shake it off. Second all-time in doubles. Second all-time in hits. She's their all-time runs leader, looking to add to that tally here with Reese Atwood coming up. Reese singled back in the first. So it's Atwood followed by Katie Stewart. They are one of 3 teammates, teammate tandems that have over 60 RBI this year. Megan Grant, Jordan Woolery at UCLA. Jazz Burns, Reagan Milliken at Ohio State. The Ohio State University.
That is leading the country in home runs.
Passion. Atwood, did she check it? Nope. 1 and 2.
And Atwood just goes a little bit too far. Close. A lot of strength to be able to try to hold that bat back. She had that monster home run grand slam last week off of LSU.
Yeah, she had 2 home runs in that LSU series. A dramatic win for Texas after they lost 2 of 3 at home to Tennessee. Slow roller. Edwards charges. Got her. Texas denied for the 3rd inning in a row. Still bagels on the board. Really late. And even though a lot of folks thought the sky was falling here in Stillwater, Kenny Gajewski loves to remind folks, hey, we're still winning.
Exactly. We're well above 500.
Yep.
Let's just, you know.
Still can host, everybody.
That's right.
We're in the fight.
Work on what we need to work, what we have control of. And I think those are the things that you have to get your young squads to focus on. And those are the things that you can control. Limit free passes, play better defense, get timely hits. You know, you focus on the little things that make big things that make the postseason possible.
8-9 in the top coming up. You have to get comfortable with the bullseye on your back. That is something that Oklahoma State, that's why they love playing a game like this. Huge crowd, a lot of drama, great competition. All building towards getting yourself ready to try and win 3 games at a regional, 2 games at a super regional, and anybody's ball game in OKC.
Yeah, you get hot at the right time, you're going to find yourself playing in that World Series, playing in that massive stadium, Devon Park.
McDonald draws the walk. And a leadoff aboard here for Oklahoma State. Their tournament resume, really strong strength of schedule. The RPI is on the outside looking in right now at a top 16 seed to stay at home. But a chance for an RPI top 25 win here tonight. They've got to look really good against Kansas and Utah to finish out their Big 12 slate, and then boy, it would really help to get to the finals or to win that Big 12 tournament.
Yeah, they have a good showing there, and as you mentioned, their last 2 series, imperative that they play well.
Here's the number 9 hitter, Megan Bloodworth. And a pinch runner, Macy Graff, down at first base. That's the go-ahead. Looking for a breakthrough to open the scoring here. Laying down the bunt is Bloodworth. Good sacrifice, and here comes the top of the order with a runner in scoring position and 1 out.
This is where Oklahoma State really has struggled at times throughout the season. Situational softball, good job by Bloodworth to get that sack down, as you mentioned, Beth. And sometimes it is just playing a little bit of small ball. It's kind of going back to the basics, and coaches like to kind of dumb it down sometimes and say, look, you throw the ball, you catch the ball, you hit the ball, you turn left, and let's do it.
Sounded a little bit like Crash Davis right there, Smitty. I'm liking it.
I stole his line.
Here's Edwards to second. The only play for good will be over to first, 2 down, and Graff standing at third base. And so the Cowgirls will send up Rosie Davis, and that's really good news because she is their best run producer. Grounded to third, her first time up. Rosie also leads the team with 18 2-out RBI.
Davis, the sophomore, really coming into her own, has done a great job over at that second base position, but the bat really waking up this year.
But they have some good young talent, Smitty. Just a sophomore. Godwin's just a sophomore. Yeah. So's Warsop.
Yeah, they've got a lot of playing time, a lot of experience. Lally continues to mix those speeds. It's an off-speed curveball that'll run away from the righties, a little bit of an off-speed drop. And she'll come back underneath the hands with that hard drop.
Just outside the line. Well, this is what Kenny Gajewski was working with the team in practice this week. Said, we have to execute the important plays. So they were working hard with runners in scoring position, with a runner at third base, with their situationals.
100%.
Got to come up timely and clutch.
Yeah, those important plays are all the runners in scoring position. Runner on second, third, less than 1 out.
Davis skies that out towards KD Bennett, and the threat ends empty. Scoreless through 3. We've got Mike White on the mic when we return. How significant games like this are midweek to test yourself and this team in this kind of environment. Why do you love these games so much?
Well, it's a tradition we've had with OSU. We've had some great games over the years, and they've been a great competitor for us. So it's great to be able to come up here and visit them, and hopefully they're going to come back down next year. So continue the rivalry.
And Coach, your offense, quite a few hits on the evening, but haven't been able to push a run across. What are the adjustments that you want to see your team make, especially now with the new pitcher coming out?
Yeah, that's a good question. You know, we were getting on base, we're doing the right things there, but just get that key hit, that's what we need. And unfortunately, you know, last bit bat there, Reese just chased one a little bit out of the zone.
All right, well, thank you very much, Coach.
Hey, thank you, Hook'em.
And congratulations to Mike White. Recently picked up win number 300 at Texas. And that new pitcher is Riley Crandall out of Artesia, New Mexico. 3-3 on the season with a 5.46 ERA. And before we came on the air, Mike White spotted it with his peripheral vision and immediately gave us a scouting report. The analytics say a lot of curve and a lot of screwball as Riley replaces the starter Ruby Malin in a scoreless game. 5, 6, and 7 coming up for Texas.
Crandall, the transfer from Baylor, so Mike White in Texas, knowing her from their rivalries back in the Big 12. But Crandall, yeah, has overcome an injury this year, and really looking to try to get her jump started here late in the season.
To Stewart. Not only a new pitcher, but some moves defensively as well in the outfield. So Macy Graff has come on to play left field after pinch running the last half inning, and Tia Warsop moves from left over to right. And Stewart takes 3-1. Out of Frankfort, Illinois. A freshman All-American last year. A member of the All-World Series team. And what a grab by Edwards. Stealing extra bases. One down.
Talon Edwards in that leadoff position for Oklahoma State. Really taking a leadership role, but it's her ability to anchor down that third base position is so important. This ball is just mashed at her. Well positioned, off the bag. And you can see this ball looking like it's going to sneak through that 5-6 hole, and Edwards gets the glove out. You could just hear it off the bat.
Here's Katie Simmons. Edwards also took care of her at her at-bat in the second. Four left on base through the first 3 innings for Texas, as Mike White referenced. They've had a chance or two.
I think every coach will tell you late in the season, it's all about those ability, the situations. It's that, the flares of the fall.
We'll drop in for a base hit for Katie. So they will look again for some improvement at the bottom of the order with 7, 8, 9 coming up. They're also going to get some speed at first place. Dia Wallace is the go-ahead run here with 1 out. Adea, the sophomore out of Plano, Texas. As Quiroga steps in, singled her first time up. Good shot right back up the middle. One of their 5 hits so far. First time looking at Crandall. And Riley gets the swing and miss. 0-2.
Crandall likes to use that screwball away to those left-handed batters so she can really expand that zone. She's got some good pop on that. It's got a little up as well as a little out on it.
Well, she got Quiroga there for strike 3. First strikeout of a Texas batter tonight. 2 down.
Well, Crandall now just going to pull the chain 0-2 pitch. He's got that over-the-top drop ball movement on it, and you can see it's an off-speed drop with that downward movement. Quiroga to swing through that. First big strikeout.
Here's Leanne Good, a fly ball out to center field her first time up. The Longhorns, one of, what, 4 teams to be ranked #1 this year.
That's right. In the past, we're used to Oklahoma kind of anchoring that position and doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, Texas, OU, Texas A&M.
That's right.
And now this week, Tennessee, although they lost this week to Clemson last night. Pop up, Oklahoma State works out of it once again. Kenny Gajewski on the other side. And I know you guys love this as a coaching staff and players. What are you hoping to get out of this kind of environment against this kind of opponent tonight?
Well, we're hoping to get a win, that's first. But it's an awesome opportunity on a Wednesday. Texas is playing at OU this weekend, and we're going to try to keep doing this each year, back and forth. But just an awesome deal, the great crowd, and awesome night. I know we had a chance to have rain, but man, this is what it's all about.
Yep.
And Coach, last inning had an opportunity, runner in scoring position.
Yep.
What adjustments you want to see your offense make to scratch that scoreboard?
Just got to get the barrel there. They've hit a couple balls hard. We got to do the same thing. We're taking some good cuts, and I feel like we're in a good spot. We just got to make it happen here. So second time through, we'll see what we can make happen here.
All right, thank you so much,
All
Kenny.
right, guys. Thank you.
And it is the second time through for the heart of that order. 3, 4, and 5 due up. Ruby Balin got the start. 3 innings of work and 0 earned runs. The team batting, well, just the 1 hit so far off of Citlali Gutierrez. They are 0 for with runners on base. A couple of walks, and then that lone single is from Megan Delgadillo. So here they go again against Gutierrez. Hassler walked, and then Godwin and Wart both struck out behind her their first time through.
Well, Gutierrez does a good job of getting you looking in a lot of different places. Just looking for that spinny stuff running away from you, looking for the spinny and slow stuff running down into the dirt. And she's got that hard drop ball under the hands. A lot of plate to cover.
This is a team coming in. They're a 300 hitting team. 7 different players with a better than 300 mark. They've been taking walks a lot more this year, getting some more traffic on the bases.
Yeah, they have some speed. It's always important to try to create some chaos.
But so far, Citlali putting the clamps on them. 1 down.
Yeah, I think right now Oklahoma State looks a little bit like in between. As hitting coaches or a player, the last thing you want to do against a pitcher that has multiple speeds is be in between. So you're late on the hard stuff, you're early on the slow stuff. You've got to sit something and try to figure it out and make adjustments. And sometimes you just have to hold your line. And what I mean by hold your line, you might see a really good drop on the outer half, but you're sitting soft or sitting slow, and you just have to be patient and put yourself in a position to be able to get the pitch you want and then attack it and barrel it up, like Coach said.
Here's Godwin. Let's talk about getting her to stay through the ball. With her at bats.
Well, and that just means you can't pull around the ball. You want to be able to strike the inner half of the ball and then have that long, aggressive follow through that allows the ball to jump off the bat. Power numbers down just a little bit around the ball instead of through the ball. And you can see that front shoulder flying just a little bit. And when that happens, it rotates your upper body, it shortens your bat path, and so the ball just doesn't jump off the bat. And that's a good look at the power numbers being down. I mean, she'll still hurt you, but just little technical improvements on that front shoulder could really make a big difference on that bat path.
Full count. Reached for it, popped it up, Atwood under it. 2 outs. That's an Oklahoma State team that's trying to get a 3rd top 10 win of the season. They already beat Florida State and Texas A&M, who both could be top 5 seeds in the NCAA tournament. Here's Wark, strikeout victim in the 2nd. Kenny really liked her practices this week. And she delivers, dropping it out into shallow center. 2-out base runner here for the Pokes. Go ahead's aboard.
work. Struck that on a off-speed curveball her first at bat. They're throwing her a healthy dose of slow pitches. This one on the outer half again. They go back to that spot that she struck out on, but she's able to get that off the edge of the barrel and just dump that onto the green. Picks up the second base hit of the games for Oklahoma State.
And it looks like a pinch runner's gonna hustle on here for Oklahoma State. Tara Vandewater, who will break through first. Freshman out of Winterset, Iowa. Tia Warsaw, who spends her offseason with the Great Britain national team. Working towards a spot in the 2028 Olympics here on U.S. soil.
Yeah. Ironically enough, Patty Ruth over in the Texas dugout also works with that team with Tara Henry.
Yep, former UCLA Bruin.
Yeah. A lot of international connections. And I love the fact too, Tia Warsaw, her walk-up song is "I'm proud to be an American." just got her citizenship this year.
Pops it up, and Scott, the collision in foul territory. Did she hang on to it? Yes, she did. Boy, that was dangerous there for Texas. Both appear to be okay. And the third out is recorded.
Mia Scott getting to this ball before Reese Atwood picks up the third out of the inning.
Hosting Arizona State. Nine, and then the top of the order coming up for the Longhorns in a scoreless affair here in Stillwater as we move to the fifth. Of course, Nyjah Kennedy, one of the big, well, the big fish in the portal pool this past offseason, leaving a World Series team at Stanford and going to Lubbock. They are another team that is on that host bubble for a regional right now. Nyjah and Texas Tech would be a road team, quite likely.
There could be some interesting
Oh boy,
number 2 seeds coming into your backyard. Yikes. Nyjah, possibly Jordy Ball.
in honor of Coach Corso and College Game Day, they could be coming to your city, and you don't want to see these guys showing up.
Wow.
Jordy Ball in Nebraska, Jasmine Burns and the home run hitting Buckeyes.
Yep.
Nyjah, the National Player of the Year last season, and Kat Rodriguez having herself a season at North Carolina. Nice grab out in center field by Megan Delgadillo.
Delgadillo just had a great beat on that off the bat. You could see she was playing deep and just good job of coming in off of Katie Bennett. This looked like this ball potentially had the opportunity to get down, but Delgadillo with the nice diving slide coming forward, pick up that first big out of the inning of that number 9 hole.
Here's Ashton Maloney. Also, shout out to Maya Davis at Texas Tech, hitting for the cycle tonight.
That's right. Doesn't happen much in softball. Just goes first off 7 innings, and then if it is a run rule, then you've got even less innings to try to get done.
They got a win over UT Arlington tonight. Also, 8th ranked Florida, a win over South Florida. And Duke beat Campbell tonight. Camels are a team that could win their league and get into the tournament. Of course, Duke right now is also a top 16 RPI. Good backhand by Crandall. Well, Kenny Gajewski talked about playing a clean game tonight, and it is squeaky clean with the defense. 2 down.
Oh, it's so important. You have to limit free passes, make defensive plays. When you do that, it's just so much more difficult for your opponents to score. They got to get consecutiveness, back-to-back hits, and Oklahoma State. Crandall, nice job gloving that up, going back across her body, and then the good throw over to first. And so, again, those are the little things that just clean up the game for a team and put you in a position to be able to be in the game and therefore win the game.
Looking for their first 1-2-3 inning here. This is Caden Henry. Oh for 2, one on the ground, one in the air. Dropping down the bunt and beating the throw. So the go ahead again on base for Texas. And with 2 outs, here comes the heart of the order, Mia Scott, followed by Reese Atwood. And we might have a change coming up here for Oklahoma State. Head coach and pitching coach are both out of the dugout. And are they going back to Ruby Malin here? So the starter re-enters. Breaking the action back in a moment. Smitty, is this best on best? You want Ruby Malin back in there to pitch against Mia Scott and possibly Reese Atwood, although both do have a hit off of her from earlier in the game.
Yeah, Scott had a double her last at-bat, her 12th of the year off Malin. And yeah, you know, it just might be a situation where they're challenging Malin to come back into a situation and go right after the number 3 and 4 hitters of Texas's lineup.
2 outs and 1 aboard for the Horns, and here's Mia Scott. One hopper blocked by Hassler.
Good job by Hassler to keep that in front of her and not allowed Henry to advance.
Mia will step way back in the box and open up that right leg. Runner goes, the throw down, and sliding in safely is Henry. #26 steal of the year. And now a runner in scoring position.
Just so much speed getting down. I think the question is, it looked like, did they swipe tag on the back? I wonder if they're gonna...
And there is a challenge. Believe it's that she left first base early, is what we just heard. On the throw down from Hassler, but I thought the umpire, his mic was cutting in and out. I thought he said checking to see if she left first base too soon. Cannot leave the base until the ball leaves the pitcher's hand. And here we go. No.
No. Anything, she's a little late.
A little late.
Still stole the bag.
That should stand. She actually chooses to step off the side of the base. Hall is safe at second. Looks like that'll be upheld.
Call the field stand.
So it will stand. Runner in scoring position with 2 outs for Scott. I think we've reached our challenge limit for the day. 2 aside.
That's right.
Mia Scott, 46 RBI on the season. A double already tonight to extend her hitting streak to 9 straight games. Got the 5th best batting average in the SEC coming into the night.
Scott situationally just so strong. 429 with runners in scoring position.
A rocket out to center field. They're going to send the runner home. Throw to the plate, not in time. The burst from Caden Henry, and Texas grabs the lead on the Mia Scott RBI single. Good 2-out rally from the top of the order.
Yeah, it just showed how good she is with runners in scoring position. A pitch on the outer half, she just goes and gets it. Nothing over anxious and nothing overpowered. Look at the way she just barrels this up. The ball just catches the bat. It's whippy. Just puts herself in a position to be able to line drive that ball out onto the green. First run of the game for Texas.
And here's Atwood, singled off of Mayland in the first. Ruby got her to ground out in the third. Texas nearly unbeatable when they score first. And Atwood pops it up. Oh, big play there to get out of even more trouble. And Reese disappointed with that swing, but a run does come in. Coming into the night, let's see, it was Texas as the 8 RPI, Oklahoma as the 9 RPI.
Well, yeah.
So a lot on the line. They're both also tied for second in the SEC.
Right?
You know, with all the changes at OU, Patty Gasso, they lost, 3 of their top pitchers. They lost 6 starters on the field. They didn't play as challenging a non-conference. They wanted to build some confidence and try and build a little momentum with all those new faces. And that's slapped to the left side for a base hit. Delgadillo's second of the night. And the tying run aboard to lead things off here in the bottom of the 5th.
That's what you want from your leadoff hitter, especially after your opponent has put a run up on the board the inning prior.
Macy Graff, who initially entered as a pinch runner, her first at-bat trying to lay down the sacrifice. They've already had one successful one tonight. Against Citlali Gutierrez, who is flirting with her best outing of the season as a starter. 5 innings of work. She's into the 5th tonight.
Pitch count in the 70s, which is really good for being in the 5th inning. She's been efficient. And someone on base every inning, but she's done a good job of limiting damage. Only 1 runner has reached scoring position.
Would likely head back to the bullpen for the OU series with Tegan Cavan and Mac Morgan. That's been the rotation much of the season for Mike White. And Graff unable to get the bunt down. And now with 2 strikes, will be sent back to the dugout, 1 away for Megan Bloodworth in the 9 spot.
I'm surprised in that situation she doesn't pull back and just try to slap at the ball. You have to know there's 2 strikes. You go foul, you're out. You know, in that situation, you just are simply just looking to poke. So you pull your bat back, you just slap down on it. If it goes foul, you're not out at least.
Bloodworth, who was called to lay down a sac bunt her first time up, now swinging away. Missed opportunity to move the runner over.
Yeah, those non-productive outs hurt you in close games.
Bloodworth with 4 of her last hits have been extra base hits, including a couple of home runs. Swing and a miss. Delgadillo able to swipe second. So the game-tying run now in scoring position.
Delgadillo with her 25th stolen base of the year. Good job of getting down the line. To throw a little bit offline. I think Reese Atwood may be a little bit surprised that she was going. Threw her out back in the second inning.
In foul ground. He will block the catch made down there. And the runner advances. Delgadillo over to third with 2 outs. And here comes the top of the order.
This is a ball. Looks like it's going to be well fouled, but look at the way Leanne Good goes all the way down. Nice sliding catch, comes up, makes it a close play over at third. But remember, Leanne Good has been the everyday starting shortstop over at second base. Great job of tracking that down in foul territory, but really heads up play by Delgadillo to get over to third base now with 2 outs.
So Talon Edwards will try and tie it up or more here for Oklahoma State. Trying to respond immediately to the Texas run in the top half of the inning. Oklahoma State looking for its first hit of the night with a runner on base. They're 0 for 6. In for a strike, 1-2. Taps that to third. Mia Scott makes the play. And the tying run denied by Texas. Heading to the 6th and a 1-0 Longhorn lead. The top 16 when the selection committee takes a look, but pretty much have to be in that last top 16 RPI if you want to host. It's over 90% of the time that is the case over the last 2 decades.
Yeah, and then where 17 through 32 go, a lot of it has to do with geography.
Katie Stewart right back to Ruby Malin, 1 down. So you go to NCAA.com and you click on the rankings, you can find the RPI. And at the end of the regular season, the top 16 seeds, it's one of the pieces of criteria that the selection committee uses. But as you see right there, it is a significant one.
Significant.
Yeah, 94% of the teams that are in the top 16 at the end of the regular season end up with a seed and a chance to host. Now you have a myriad of reasons for not being able to host. For years, you know, it might have been you didn't have lights at your stadium, or you had a conflict with your home field. For whatever reason, were unable to host. For example, this year we found out this week Stanford will be unable to host a regional due to a conflict. So if they were to get a seed, they would have to go on the road.
Yeah, they've done such a good job of building that new stadium, and there's so many amazing you know, things moving forward for that program to get to the World Series. Well deserved. Coach Allister and company.
But that if they stay in the top 16, that would open up a host site for someone else. Swing and a miss from Simmons, 2 down. So here is a list at the regional seed bubble. You want to be in the top 16. So right now, according to the RPI, Oklahoma State and Virginia Tech might need some work to do, or hope that some teams ahead of them lose. And there you see Stanford right now, a 13 RPI. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Oklahoma State. Speaking of work to do, we head to the 6th, and the Pokes are down a run. Deck. Behind Rosie Davis. 2-3-4 coming up. Time's getting short tonight for the Pokes.
The opportunity, third time through the lineup, to see Sitlali. They ought to have an understanding of what they want to be sitting on, what they're looking to attack.
Gutierrez has matched her season high, 5 innings of work, and now 5+ into the 6th. Her career high, a 7-inning affair last April against Kansas.
Sitlali's done a great job on the outer half of the plate, especially to the right-handed hitters for Oklahoma State. She just spins that ball so well, expands the strike zone.
This is a big start for Mike White tonight. Has had her moments, her issues, I should say, as a starter this year, so mostly out of the bullpen for Sitlali, where she's been solid for Texas. Was it 7 saves on the season?
Well, it also takes some pressure off of Tegan Cavan, the ace of this Texas staff, who has almost double the amount of innings of Sitlali, Mac Morgan, and freshman Cameron Salmon.
Her 3rd walk of the night, and the leadoff is aboard once again for Oklahoma State. And here comes Hassler. 3 of her last 4 hits have left the yard.
I'm gonna start calling her Bachelor instead of Hassler. She just has that great ability to be a game changer. Like her in that 3-hole. Carly Godwin does a good job at protecting her.
First pitch swinging, sends it the opposite way. Ashton Maloney is there, 1 down. Well, they were hoping to avoid using Tegan Cavan tonight, but she is loosening up in the bullpen if they need her to try and shut this down in an efficient manner if called upon.
Cavan with a heavy load the last 2 series for Texas against Tennessee as well as LSU last weekend.
Is there a clutch gene tonight for the Cowgirls? 0 for 8 with runners on base. Here's Carly Godwin. Godwin, base hit. And there's a breakthrough. 2 on with 1 out.
Well, that's a great hit, but this is where Oklahoma State's been a little out of rhythm. A non-productive out does not get Davis to second base, and the Godwin base hit through the 5-6 hole is not a scoring opportunity. And so a pitch on the outer half that Godwin gets around, bashes it through the 5-6 hole, but it's a very different hit when there's a runner, when Davis is